obviously you're now coming into the role. There's a good platform to build on in terms of the suite of guidance. You've got a lot of very talented people around the board. What are your thoughts in terms of, your priorities, where you want to take things, maybe to begin with, and then as things develop?
No, I think it's true that requests and expectations of the board are much more complex nowadays compared to 10 or 15 years ago. I think times have changed, but also the board has matured over time. And at the beginning of your chairmanship, the main task of the board, as you kind of rightly pointed it out, was to develop public sector specific guidance for financial reporting, which already was a huge challenge in itself. And today, you already mentioned the multidimensional requests which the board faces nowadays, and having a more or less complete suite of standards for financial reporting from a theoretical perspective. We are now facing discussions about implementation and implementability of standards. And you know that I have a long-lasting history myself in implementing standards and IPSAS standards globally, so I fully understand the practical challenges in translating our standards into kind of contextualized governmental accounting policies and in developing processes to actually apply them. So I'm convinced that IPSAS are the gold standard for governments worldwide if they want to create trust and confidence in their performance of managing public finances. In that regard, my focus and priority for the IPSASB in the coming years will be on supporting stakeholders globally in their implementation endeavors. And this will happen actually in many ways. Of course, during the current projects, with a strong focus on application and implementation, such as presentation of financial statements or making materiality judgments or measurement phase 2 application to kind of other areas. But it will definitely also happen through direct stakeholder dialogue, structured post-implementation reviews, and of course through the new IPSASB application group as a funnel of preparers into the board's discussions about improving our standards. So in essence, it is about listening to stakeholders, conducting own diligent analysis regarding the understandability and implementability of our guidance, and about improving the standards where needed. And this includes, by the way, the application guidance and implementation guidance, where I have looked at very often during my kind of work helping governments, and so I know how kind of helpful and valuable that is. In the area of sustainability reporting, as you mentioned that already, we have a completely different setting. Here, the focus is clearly on continuing developing public sector specific guidance, which enables stakeholders to respond to the increased demand for sustainability related information. But also in this area, I think it is very important for me to focus from the outset on understandability, implementability, and not to forget auditability of the standards. Being an auditor by profession, I'm well aware that the responsibility of a standard setter is to provide guidance which leaves as little room as possible for kind of interpretation, because that will lead kind of to discussions between auditors and auditees. So many interesting and different challenges ahead, but building on the great work and foundation you have created during the last 10 years, I'm very much looking forward to tackling these challenges together with the strong board, a great staff team, and all stakeholders globally. So I'm very confident taking over from you, and I'm very thankful for the ground you prepared.
Thank you, Thomas. The very best of luck. I look forward to following the board's work over the next few years. I'm sure it will go from strength to strength.
Thank you.